A key concern for most people in South Africa is if the currency weakens, what happens to the value of your savings? Because remember that if you've got your savings in rands, then obviously if the currency has weakened by 10%, the value of your savings has weakened by 10%, and consequently your purchasing power has effectively gone down. Now, we increasingly live and work in a globalized environment, which means that most consumers want to know that they can access international goods, international services, and that the value of their income, the value of their savings allows them to do that. The more the currency weakens, the less able you are to effect those types of transactions. So under current circumstances, given that the rand is vulnerable, we are advising our clients to certainly take the maximum amount they can offshore. It's not as if you are investing offshore to somehow bolster your overall investment return. That's not the reason. The reason you're investing offshore is that you really want to diversify your investment in terms of risk and return, and that from our calculation, an optimal level of offshore investment under current circumstances or under any circumstance is in the order of 30%. Now that means you don't necessarily want to try and time when you think the exchange rate will weaken or when you think the exchange rate will strengthen. That's near impossible. But what you want to do is to make sure that you maintain a reasonable level of offshore investment, arguably 30%. If you live and work in South Africa, that would suggest that you want to have the bulk of your income based in South Africa. And so it doesn't really make sense to live and work in South Africa and have, let's say, 70% of your money offshore. That would be fairly inconsistent. So a 70-30% split seems appropriate under current circumstances. We have to recognize that if the currency continues to weaken, then obviously the value of your savings is continually eroded. And at least if you've got a portion of that invested in other currencies, it doesn't mean those countries themselves don't have problems, but at least you have a way of trying to protect the value of your total savings, even if the currency comes under pressure.